This program is brought to you by Dolco Media. Fixing South Sudan, ideas for the new nation. With award-winning journalist Mading Ngor.
Absolutely.
Honorable Ashwin, as you can see, the ideas of the initiatives are varied.
On July 8th, the clashes in J1 took place, which was very unfortunate.
Including country-specific ones, which and the rebellion continue to be like
Fixing South Sudan, ideas for the new nation.
Hello and welcome to Fixing South Sudan, your ideas for building the new nation. I am Adingo. This week on Fixing South Sudan, we examine the state of relations between the National Army, the Sudan People's Liberation Army, and the civilian populations in Imatong State. What are the underlying reasons behind the worsening civilian-military cooperation in the area? And what is being done to bridge the widening gap of misunderstanding between the two entities? We are elated to welcome the Governor, Honorable Tobiolo Alberia Oromo, the Governor of Imatong State, Republic of South Sudan, in a town, historic town of Nimili. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm okay.
So when we talk about building confidence between civilian populations and the army, what are we talking about?
Yes, first of all, the building, it is a building trust between the army and the population. It is very important because since the time of our liberation struggle, there was a very strong relationship between the army and the population. That's why the Sudan People's Liberation Army succeeded to overrun all the towns in the south. And this include Capoeira, include Yei, include Bor, all the towns in South Sudan, and Torit, of course. It was of course that cooperation between the population and the SPLA until the CPA was signed. After the CPA signed, we rushed for bigger things. We rushed for bigger things and we did not build the ground, the foundation of the country was not built. First of all, we rushed for the sensitization of the CPA. We talk about the CPA, the protocols that were signed in the CPA and all this until the 6 years of self-determination. We continue to sensitize our people and then we campaign for, first of all, we go for sensitizing about census, the disputed census. We continue, then we went and sensitized the people on the issue of a referendum. After the referendum, we become a nation. We become a nation with a poor foundation.
We became a nation too soon.
Yes, with a poor foundation, you know, a house built, but the foundation was not well strengthened.
When we talk about building trust, we are talking about mistrust.
Mistrust.
Where is it emanating from?
The mistrust came as a result of the split, first of all in the movement, when the SPLA splitted into two, and then of course
2013?
No, not since 92. We talk 92. That was the split where the mistrust is starting. When the Nasser declaration, Dr. Riek Machar declared that is the leader of Sudan People's Liberation Army and movement, where the movement divided. And then the classes started, where most of our population who was supporting the movement faced a lot of killings. They lost their cattle, the cattle that were used for supporting the movement. The powers of the chiefs were abused, the displacement. So that is the beginning of mistrust. The same army divided itself and started killing themselves and its population.
So there are historical reasons for the present mistrust.
It originates from there, and when we came to 1997, where all the 98, the whole South was fragmented. There were those of EDF, Equatorial Defense Forces, fighting the SPLA. They come out from SPLA, fighting the SPLA, and our population was the most suffering one. And even others were asking, who's killing us? These are the same people whom we work with them from the beginning, and they become divided, So this is where the mistrust started. And then there people start now calling themselves in the tribal lines, the unity of the people of South Sudan start breaking itself. People start now looking at themselves in a tribal basis, So the hatred start taking roots. And then the trust completely was broken. And we continue until after the signing of the CPA, that trust was already broken. Most of the population is in neighboring countries, in Uganda, in Kenya, in diaspora. So those in diaspora who went unhappy, and those in the refugee camp, they also went unhappy because of the distractions. So when they were repatriated back, after the signing of the CPA, these people came back unhappy. And there was no any building relationship that we started as a nation, so that we bring the relationship of the army and the population, the army themselves and the population also themselves. So those things were lacking.
So the relations have been fragile over time.
Have been fragile.
No addressing has ever happened.
No, completely.
And then 2013 happened.
2013, when the conflict of 2013 happened, of course, people pick it very fast. And of course, it is something that went and stayed, what has been there. People started running away, going to the neighboring countries, those going where, and of course, that enmity, which is in a tribal line, everything, rampant killing went away.
You talk about people running away. What happened? What exactly is the truth? Because there's a lot of misinformation around this narrative.
Yes, running away, of course, there is no trust. There is no trust because people have to run away. They saw those in uniform as their enemies. And also those in uniform did not trust, did not trust the civilian. Everybody become, suspicious. those in uniform become suspicious of the population. That maybe our enemies are hiding among them. And those, the non-uniform also see to those in the uniform that they will shoot us. And then they have to run away.
So propaganda played a big role.
Propaganda, the social media, and all this. And people took pictures, from other countries, like what happened in Nigeria by Boko Haram. They will get those pictures and they put that this is happening in South Sudan. And that make more panic to the people. As such, they have to desert the country.
Others will dispute what you are saying, that there was fighting, they were attacked, and they fled for their lives. Which one is which?
Yes, of course, there were fightings. There were fightings that we know that, yes, fighting was there. But exaggeration, propaganda, make things worse. We know everywhere there was fighting. But that kind of propaganda that was put, for example, in Torit. We were in Torit, there was no any fighting, but people were calling us from outside that there is fighting in Torit. We say, no, we are here. There is no fighting here. So that was a propaganda,
Imatong, as a special place in South Sudan history, is an historical state. But during the conflict, it lost that status because a lot of shame was brought on Imatong. South Sudanese being killed on the roads. Terrorism was happening in your area. And you help us to understand what was happening.
Yes, the killing was there, especially in 2016. There was rampant killing, ambushes, and all this. And of course, that killing comes from what I tell you, that we have lost the trust, and people start now fighting in tribal lines. They will show that, yes, this is a Denka, will be killed. This is a Nuer, will be killed. This is a Lotuko, and this is all this. So people start fighting in a tribal line. They even narrow it from tribal to clans. To clans. A clan fighting a clan. A village fighting a village. So those things we have gone off the track, and we took a different shape that bring for us these distractions. So killing was there, and you know that South Sudan has been affected with
But that was not normal killing. So there has to be something bigger that explains that kind of viciousness.
Of course, you know what happened in Juba in 2013. It all originated from there. It originated from there, whereby the group who say they belong to Riak went out and they start ambushing vehicles. Even up to now, ambushing vehicles along the roads. And also the economic crisis play its role. The economic crisis, those who have no jobs, they also went, they went in the bushes, they are ambushing vehicles, they loot people of their properties in the name of IO, they raid kettles in the name of IO, SPLA-IO. And all those messes are all originated from 2013 conflict. And it continues. It continues. Now you found that there is a group belong to Thomas Cirillo. These ones also are fighting, killing the same innocent people, the innocent passengers who are traveling, Nimule, Juba, who are traveling to Tori, to Kapeta. So these groups are still there.
And you say enough is enough. It cannot continue.
Yes, that is our message. We say we
As
will not
long
allow
as you
this.
are governor.
We will not allow this to happen. We must fight this only with the two things.
And we will come to those two things. Let's
Yes.
take a break from there.
Yes.
Welcome to Dolco Media Services. We have so many services for you, such as video production, camera hiring, sound system hiring, event management, passport photo, stand-up comedy, printing, drama, music, dance, multimedia, and photography. Dolco Media Services, our culture, our pride.
Welcome back to Fixing South Sudan, your ideas for building the new nation. I am Madingor. With us for the show, Honorable Tobiolo Alberia Oromo, the Governor of Imatong State, Republic of South Sudan. We are speaking in Nimali, and we talk about his impact as a leader. What is he doing to change a volatile situation and bring peace, total peace and calmness to the state? Welcome back again to the show.
Thank you very much.
So, what is your impact? What are you doing differently? You have the power to do something, and what are you doing with it?
Yes. Now we have seen that the mistrust has been the trust between the communities and the army has been completely broken, and it is completely poor. There is no trust. So with us with me as a leader, I have to make sure that the two groups, men and women in uniform and men and women in non-uniform, should come together. Should come together, dialogue. They should know, the army should know the importance of the civilian. And the civilians should know the importance of the army. And when they know all their importance, and we sensitize or we teach them about the laws of this country, so that we are governed by the laws, not by fear, or not by our own strengths, then our country will be stable.
It seems like part of what fuels the mistrust is lack of correct information.
Yes.
And what are you doing specifically in this workshop that you are organizing?
In this workshop, we need to bring that free discussion, openness must be maintained. The army should say what they have, and the civilians also should say freely, because we know that the army, they originated from the civilian. After their term of service, they will be pensioned and they will go back to the civilian life. So they should know the importance. The civilians should not fear the army, and the army should not intimidate their own civilians. They must completely work within their mandate of the constitutional mandate. They have to work within the constitutional mandate to make sure that the civilians are protected. And the civilian also must know that my protection is the army. And these are the people we contributed to be trained to give us security. So this, we want to bring this to understanding, a complete understanding. The civilians must understand that the army are there to guide them, to give them security. And then also the army should know that the civilians, they are protecting the strengths of the nation, the source of the development of the country. So as such, both of them are very important, and they must respect themselves. Without a civilian, there will be no army.
They must work together.
They must work together, knowing that the source of the army itself is the civilian.
And when they do, what's going to change for the better? We talk about fixing South Sudan.
Yes.
How do we fix it in this area of cooperation between the army and the populations?
Yes. Fixing South Sudan, it is building this relationship. Building the relationship between the army and all the organized forces to work together, to understand that the army and the civilian make a nation.
And that's just one component. You also have a very diverse state with a lot of differences. So that's just one layer you have addressed. How do you bring in the other layers? Mistrust between the local indigenous populations with others who have come from other areas, and which has been a big problem and continues to be one. Now we talk of certain people leaving the state to go back to the original areas as if South Sudan is dismantling. So you have a big role to play. So you are addressing one layer at a time. That's what you're saying.
Yes, we are addressing one layer at a time. After you finish this layer, and then you come to the second. And the first layer is very important. It is very important for the army, the all organized forces, and the civil population to coexist together. Once they coexist together, and they are all ruled by the law, and then we come to the second layer of coexistence between other communities within that particular state. Because the law is already there, people have taken the law, they are addressing their issues using justice, not by violence. Then you will see that the different communities will now come, and we have been also already starting in Tori town, bring all the tribes living within the town, bring them for dialogue. They dialogue, they came to all the consensus. Every community representative will say what is affecting his community in Eastern Equatoria.
Every leader has a vision, has something that motivates them, a place where they like to see the state go to. And what is your vision for Imatong?
Yes, my vision for Imatong, first of all, to see that the Imatong state must be peaceful. It is only peace that we are focusing. Once Imatong state is peaceful, the population coexists peacefully, and then development will follow. There is nothing in the world that you can compare to peace. It is only peace that will make you to do things better.
And you took a lot of risks to come to Nimili, and you even had this terrible accident that happened to your motorcade or your convoy. And why is it important that despite the challenges you face, you are determined to achieve your goals?
Yes, it is very important, because if you need peace in the whole state, you should get all the corners of the state. And you have to make sure that you must go down, stay with the people. Because communicating with the telephone, with the commissioners on telephone, somebody may inform you something which is not on the ground. But when you come to the ground, you will be able to listen to the people, identify the issues that are affecting them. And these are the issues that you address. Yes, we have faced a lot of challenges. That's why in this critical moment, we will have no any development. Is only for us to bring peace.
And when there is peace, the populations that have fled will come back.
Of course,
that is your key objective. So how do you achieve that?
That is why we are here. That is why we are here. All the accidents that we face for the sake of our people. And they are now returning. They are returning home with the fear. And they are trying to resettle with the fear of unknown, you know. That's why we take this.
Is it fear of unknown or fear of looting, fear of being killed? And sometimes that fear is well-founded.
That is, of course, it is fear of unknown. You are not yet looted, and you are fearing. As such, you will run away, then the looter will get a chance to take what you have left, you know. But if you are there, having confidence on yourself, having confidence on your countrymen, I think that there will be nobody who will threaten you, because you will talk with your head up you will tell the truth until that person will see that, yes, this is a national. So fear of unknown make things even more complicated, and the thieves enter because you have run away, you know. And those things we have witnessed. We have witnessed. I was in a small town of Ikotos. Women were running. I asked them, of course they are women from other villages, why are you running? They say, we are running. The Dinka women are running. But why are they running? They say they are running. You see, that is fear of, fear of unknown. But when we went and asked, those ones say no. We are going to the refugee camp because there is a drought, there is no food and all this. That's why we are going to the refugee camp. But those who did not get that information, they say they are running. The danger is coming. Maybe enemies are coming. You know, fear of unknown. Like before I came from Torit, I was told that you will not reach Pageri. On the way you will be ambushed. But I say by who? No. By who? These are fears of unknown. When I stayed in Pageri for 2 months, there was nobody who came and attacked us or threatened us and all this. We stayed until the people returned. They got us there. Up to now, they are there. Maybe tomorrow we shall conduct food distribution, you know. And now our army who are now there, they feel that they alone without the population. They also have fears of unknown, you know. The army also have fears of unknown. Eh?
Governor, are you the one to fix Imatong state?
Together with the army, all the organized forces, the population, intellectuals, politicians, I'm calling them that all of us together, let us come and fix Imatong state, because it is a collective responsibility.
And can South Sudan be fixed?
South Sudan soon will be fixed.
How
and
soon?
This is the hope that I have, soon.
How soon?
Soon South Sudan will be fixed.
In 1 week?
Not in 1 week. When we are talking soon, we are talking
Around the corner.
5 months, 1 year.
Peace is around the corner.
2 years, provided that the real men and women, must be in their towns. They must be in their towns for us to work fixing South Sudan. We fix South Sudan based on the people who are on the ground. Today in Nimule, we are fixing, you know, Imatong State. We are fixing Nimule town today, you know. We want to fix those who are on the ground. Once you fix, the rest who are coming, they will come and find that the truth is already on the ground. Nobody will cheat them.
Governor, thanks for coming on Fixing South Sudan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
And this is Fixing South Sudan, your ideas for building the new nation. With me, Madingor. What is your idea for fixing South Sudan? Join me on a one-on-one debate.